Week 2 of the NHL 23 Clutch Moments event was released. We're going to go over all of the brand new cards and content and sets, as well as challenges and everything that you need to know about Week 2 of the event. Guys, make sure you subscribe for the most up-to-date news, tips, and info, and I would really appreciate it. And give the video a like if you enjoyed it. All right, let's get into the new content. All right, we'll start off at the bottom with the 85 Joel Kiviranta 5'11", 185 from the Dallas Stars with buzzing, as well as light the lamp and close quarters. I guess this would be for anyone that's still just starting out, or if you're making a Dallas Stars theme team, but this is probably going to be just a card that you would use to get objectives done. That being said, there are now 585 overall cards, so if you've been watching my videos, I've been kind of saying hold on to that 85 overall pack, especially if you've already got the 85 Kasperi Kapanen, because he was the only 85 essentially. Now that there is 5, you have a much better chance to pull something other than Kasperi Kapanen to try and get more cards to do the objectives. So Kiviranta is now an option for that pull. As is the 85 Kevin Labanc for his insane clutch moment against the Vegas Golden Knights. One of the biggest moments in not just Sharks history, but kind of playoff history. One of the best comebacks. I know, there was a penalty. Regardless, 5'11", 185, unstoppable force. Just, again, kind of a mediocre player all the way around with 88 acceleration and speed. Now at 5'11", 185, and no synergies to help him out there. Again, this is going to be just a card to get objectives done. Jonas Brodin is up next, 87 overall, 6'2", 196 with Protector and Gladiator, which does get his body checking up to 88. If you are just starting out or you're trying to build up a squad, he could be usable just because of his size. 88 is kind of the cutoff that I would have at this game at this point. Again, if you were trying to get your objectives done, it is going to be a little bit cheaper this week because there's a lot more cards on the market because there's more cards to pull. If you are in the need and you're trying to rush out and just buy cards to use them for your objectives, he wouldn't be devastating to use in your lineup. But again, I would probably sell, guys, if you have a tradable version of any of these, I would sell them as soon as possible, because as it goes along and more cards come out and people stop trying to work towards the clutch moments objectives, the prices for these drop far in price. Next up is the 88 Ally of Frady, 6'3", 240 pounds, 90 speed, 92 acceleration, which is kind of decent. There are so many good left-handed defensemen, though. If he does come in at a kind of a cheaper price, like let's say under 100K or even 80K, again, it's going to depend because he is an objective card. Definitely someone usable if you don't want to pay for the Master Set player. This is a meta card at 6'3", 240. He doesn't really need any of the abilities like truculence to knock people off the puck, so definitely a decent build here. Kuznetsov gets an 89 clutch moments card, 6'2", 207. Always one of the better cards in the game because of that skating. 94 speed, acceleration, and agility at 6'2" with distributor, 90 shot, 95 deking. Definitely a usable card. He's got 87 face-offs. I wouldn't put him at center, but he is definitely usable on the wing. So again, as far as clutch moment cards go, trying to get objectives done, this is probably one of the best ones just because he's actually really advantageous to use. If you are looking for a non-MSP left-handed winger, he would be a very good one. Alex Burrows gets a 90 overall with Magician and Booming Shot, 90 speed and acceleration, 95 agility, kind of ho-hum. However, with Booming Shot activated, he gets his body checking up to 95. Magician does help out his agility, deking, and puck control as well. Off the rush is completely busted and doesn't activate when it should, so really nothing to see here. But a decent size and speed and shot with a good body checking stat is okay. Following him, we've got the 91 Joakim Nygard, 6 foot with Dangle City and Light the Lamp, two pretty brutal synergies in my opinion, with wheels, which you're not going to want to activate on someone with 91 speed and acceleration, does have 95 agility. So like, not, again, just kind of 91 across the board here. Not bad, but not great at all either for the price that 91s are going for. Again, this would be a sell for me if I had him tradable. Chris Letang's up next, a 92 overall with Light the Lamp and Distributor and Elite Edges, 92 speed, 93 acceleration. Haven't had a lot of great Chris Letang cards this year. Good defensive awareness, 92 body checking. Again, I think for the price, there isn't a ton of amazing right-handed defensemen that aren't Master Set players. I have a feeling he's probably going to be around 100,000 coins. If you had him for under 100, I would definitely pull the trigger just because he's a little bit bigger than Cale Makar and decent skating. Then we've got Keith Primo, who might be better than most of the master set players from the event. Gold Big Tipper, Truculence, and Close Quarters. 93 acceleration, 92 speed, 99 balance, 99 body checking, 98 strength, 6'5", 220. Anyone that played NHL 22 remembers his team builder card. He is a phenomenal force down the middle. So if you don't want to make an MSP, he is going to be very, very good if you can get this card. And then we've got the 94 Mark Messier with Born Leader, Crease Crasher, and Make It Snappy. A pretty brutal ability mix, but 91 speed, 93 acceleration, mid to 99 shot. Hand stats are almost all maxed out as well. He's got good body checking, good face-off rating, good defensive awareness. I would rather have Keith Primo, in all honesty, but this is a very good Mark Messier card if you are a Rangers fan and you're trying to chase that Mark Messier card. To be honest, this is close to being better than his icon just because of the cost, but still very, very good. And then on to the MSPs. We've got the 95 Brianne Jenner with Wingman, Spark, as well as Thief, so a very good synergy mix. And honestly, in terms of female cards, this is one of the best ones because of the ability mix. Gold Unstoppable Force really helps out her lack of size. Silver Truculence is well defensively. Elite Edges is great. No Contest is good. And Close Quarters is phenomenal as well. She's 96 speed acceleration, 97 agility. If you wanted to have a female on your team, this is definitely the best one in my opinion. 96 on the draw, 99 defense awareness, 99 body checking. It's just the size that is going to be an issue on this card. But again, I think if she's playing high enough in your lineup, the abilities would make up for it enough. Still a very, very good card. Then we've got the 95 Jack Hughes, 5'11", 175. Obviously, the knock here is the weight and size. If you didn't like Connor Bedard's next-gen card, you're not going to like Jack Hughes. I will say that his shot always plays better than the stats kind of indicate, even though they are maxed out. He does have Gladiator as well. Gets up to 95 draws. His defensive awareness is good. His body checking is 89, but still not going to be able to knock a lot of people off the puck because of the size. Gold Wheels is nice, but too expensive, but he does have Silver Unstoppable Force, so that really does help when he does have the puck along with Elite Edges. Always a very fun card. I still think that the trade deadline Mantha is slightly better. Just again, it depends on your play style and really the division you're in. If you're in Division 3 and below, defense is not as difficult to go up against, so you don't need to hold on to the puck all that well, and you can go end-to-end. Jack Hughes would definitely play into that kind of player base, so still a very good card, but again, the size holding him back at this stage of the game. And then we've got the 95 Andre Burakovsky, which he does not lack in the size department. 6'3", 209. He's got Spark as well as Buzzing, so he can go to 96 acceleration or 95 speed, Gladiator or Protector, and then Booming Shot as well to almost max out his body checking. Wouldn't use Gold Wheels. Silver Elite Edges is fine, but I think at max agility, Silver or Elite Edges is losing its effectiveness that it had early on in the game because agility was much lower, but he does have Close Quarters. If you didn't make Mantha, I'd probably go back and make Mantha. It's very, very close. He is a little bit faster, though. So I've used Mantha, the trade deadline one. Burakovsky's going to be fantastic as well. Gotta say, though, back-to-back Washington Capital, like, middle-tier players. I guess technically he's not a, Washington Capital anymore, but still, he is in the trade, in the trade deadline Mantha. So it's a little weird here. This is going to be a phenomenal card, especially if you're in the higher divisions. And then, because we needed more, we got a new, unbelievable left-hand defenseman. The 95 Mark Stahl, 6'4", 208. I'll be honest with you, if you take away the fact that there's been like 15 good left-handed defensemen, this is the best one. Silver Truculence, Gold Shutdown, Silver Stick 'em Up on 94 speed, 94 acceleration, and he's 6'4", 208. This is essentially Buka Boom's team builder card on the left side. 99 body checking, 99 defensive awareness. If you did not make any of Power, you don't have any of the fantasy cards, Edvidson, Lindholm, or Alec Martinez from this event, Mark Stahl is definitely the best card from this event in terms of team builders, but it's all going to depend on your squad. If you've already made one of those and you don't want to spend the insane amount of resources to make Mark Stahl, I don't blame you. You also have to remember, guys, there is Team of the Season coming up, and unless you have a card that you know you're going to use for a long time, I'd probably just save for Team of the Season. I did want to mention, though, however, the 95 Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes is all but certain to get a Team of the Season card, so if you did want to make one from this event, I would make Jack Hughes because at least you'll get that cheap trade-in for his Team of the Season card whenever that comes out, whether it be next week or not. This is a very safe bet if you wanted to make one of these MSPs for a cheaper trade-in of Jack Hughes. For my free-to-play players, even if you're not free-to-play, make sure you check out the challenges again because they are giving away more free cards that you can use towards your objectives. So if you go to the ultimate challenges here, you do need to play through all 5 of these. They are pretty quick, except for the last one that is a 2-minute period. They're very easy, but getting through it, you'll get some coins. You'll also get 5 seasonal collectibles and a premium players pack, which is decent value for just burning through these objectives. And then you'll get 1,000 coins for this first one. The next one is score 15 goals, score 5 shorthanded, and win the game on a 2-minute period, which is a lot easier than the 16 in a 1-minute period. You will get a random 85 to 87 overall clutch moments player, as well as 2,000 coins. Again, that's a good value because the cheapest one right now to get objectives done is still like 40,000 coins. So very, very worth your time. And then the third one is a power-up collectible pack. Again, if you can get this done, that basically gives you 30,000 coins in value for the power-up collectible. So something I would definitely recommend, especially to free-to-play players. Also, guys, if you are trying to maximize your collectibles to try and get those objectives done, I did mention you can do the 5 of these collectibles to get one of the master set players. You'll get a choice pack. I definitely recommend doing a couple of these, and what I would do if you do more than 2, because obviously if you do 2, no matter what, if you get the same ones, you'll get 2 different players. But what you can do is just, if you open up 3, let's say, to get 15, it'll cost you 15 collectibles, but again, you'll be able to work towards getting the objectives done, and then you can trade in 86 overall cards to get 3 back, meaning that you're only losing 2 per. Make sure that you open up the pack so you can see the choices, and then dashboard out, reset your game, and then choose the ones that you know the contents of the pack won't change. So make sure that you're choosing different ones. That way you guarantee yourself 3 different cards. Now, as always, guys, I will have a ranking of all of the the master set players for you guys coming out shortly, and again, it will be based on context. The last thing I do want to talk about, guys, especially if you've been holding on to him for a long time, is that Matthew Barzal did get a new card. That is right. He got a charity upgrade, essentially, and now he is up to a 91, as you see there. So if you have his X Factor, it can get up to 91 for anyone that's still held on. I do think this is a card that's worth it, just because they're clearly just going to give upgrades every once in a while, and he's got 98 speed, and he's not all that expensive. Here is his 91 overall, the HUT 23 item, and even in its own right, this is a very good card, so I just wanted to throw that in as well. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one.